What is going on, everyone? We are back in our F1 2016 career as Trey Cash in round 4 today. We're going to be in Russia as Trey currently sits in 5th position in the driver's standings. I do not expect to remain there for very long, as since we've moved up the difficulty, we've slowly been kind of drifting down the table. But we have got a new part installed. Our drag is going to be increased, as hopefully that will help us out as we get to Russia here. We're in Sochi, and we are dealing with some elements, it looks like, in this race, as it's not raining currently. We're on the softs, but it looks like it's going to rain as we're going through the practice programs currently. Tire wear is going to be first. Completely failed on the first lap, but we've turned it around here in these last couple laps as we take a wide turn there. We just got to make sure we beat that target lap time. It looks like we should be safe. This track here in Russia, it's not a hard track. It's definitely no Monaco or Spa, but it definitely has its little spots here and there. There's a couple turns that are a little bit dicey, and then we're going to make sure we get a good run off of this final turn. We are going to complete that, and we are going to earn a green. We'll earn 30 points from that one as we now move on to the track acclimatization, and it has started raining now, so we are on the intermediates. In this particular practice program, I've been having some issues with the last few races, so the rain actually kind of has seemed to help a little bit as it slows you down, helps you to kind of stay a little bit better around the corners, as we're actually going to come through here with our final gate and across the line, and it was not good enough for the perfect purple. Only going to pick up 30 points from that one, but I'm happy. Move on now. This is the next practice session. I just wanted to kind of get out of the rain after going through that one because I did not want to do the qualifying times in the rain on intermediate. So we're on these super softs here on lap number 1, looking pretty good as we're trying to get to 13th position, as we're looking like we should have that easily. We will get across the line, and that is going to be, boom, almost half a second faster. We're on lap number 2 here, and we're having some issues as I turn in for some reason way too early on that turn, and that is going to end our practice program. We do earn the 30 for that first lap, but that is where we're going to end 8th fastest time in practice number 3.
Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out.
And what the heck? Our new rival is Sebastian Vettel. How in the world is a Haas car supposed to match up against a Ferrari? So we're definitely losing this rivalry. I have no idea how they pick the rivals, but we need to qualify 10th here as we're going to head into qualifying. They want us to beat Sebastian Vettel. Nowhere are we going to be doing that. A guy that consistently finishes 3rd nearly every race, we can't compete. We did finish 1st in the first week, but that was because the difficulty was way too low. We have not finished ahead of 7th in the last 2 races. We finished 7th back-to-back races. So here now in this 4th race, we'll just see what happens, I guess. I really don't plan on winning that rivalry, but our lap is looking pretty good here as we're actually in the 3rd position as we're going to come around here. Hamilton is going to sneak out in front of us there after we take that one a little bit wide. But this track, as I said, it's not a difficult track. There's just a couple spots where you got to pay attention to your braking zone and making sure you come out of it, as here we come out wide. So we are now back in 11th, and now we risk not even reaching the qualifying goal, as we got to be quick here, find some time, as we are going to sneak back in 7th, 6th, and we're going to come around this final turn. 5th, 6th, 7th, we're dropping back, and let's see, where do we end? And we grab 8th position. Not bad at all. I think it could have been a little bit higher, but I will take that as we finish 4 spots above our teammate. And now let's get a rivalry update as, yep, look at that, Sebastian Vettel 3rd. And we actually beat him in Sector 1, but he is going to destroy us in every other spot, so we're already down 3. And that one, yeah, that shouldn't take long. Race goals, finish higher than 10th, beat Sebastian Vettel, not going to happen, and beat Roman Grosjean, our teammate. That all should be doable.
Welcome one and all to the Russian Grand Prix. We're just a stone's throw from the Georgian border here at Sochi as we get ready to begin the race that served up an absolute cracker back in 2015.
And here is the racing setup. As we're going to pull this up in a second, here we go. We are going to go with the one stop. As always, just the quicker method. It's going to give us a 22.06 instead of a 22.23. We're going to start on the super softs, and then we're going to move to the softs. There was some teams using medium tires in practice, but I do not expect anyone to be using those in this race. So starting out P8, let's get a good start off of the brake. The lights are out, and we are off. as Daniel Kvyat, Bottas in front of us, Ricciardo, as we'll see if we can pick up any spots into this first turn, as there's already a yellow behind us. Not sure what happened there. We'll take a look in a second. And actually, the yellow totally takes me off guard. I'm passing all kinds of people illegally, so we got to hand 3 positions back. So the start of this race is then we get hit a little bit in the back end, and our teammate, Romain Grosjean, is out of the race. So it looks like we're going to be beating him, but let's take a look at what happened here, as this is as far back as I could go. Someone was just flailing around the track. Grosjean takes him out, and look at all of the incidents in the first, 20 seconds of the race. Collisions, as it looks like Nico Rosberg collided with us. Felipe Massa collided with us. I don't even remember getting hit by anybody or feeling getting hit by anybody, but a couple guys already out, as we're going to hand back that last spot to Daniel Kvyat. And now we are up, well, we're up 1 place, in these first couple corners, but without that flag, we definitely could have dove in and took a couple spots away from some guys. But still, P7, Max Verstappen, as I thought I might have gotten away with that, but I didn't. They caught the illegal overtake. I cut that corner way too tight, and then slowing down lets everyone behind me catch up. So now in P7, we're around this final corner, as we're going to try and stick with Max here as we take back off. Carlos Sainz is behind us, but farther ahead in the second lap, we do end up getting past Max Verstappen again. So we're in 7th place. Daniel Kvyat is out in front, and actually that next group is way in front. But here, we take this turn way too wide. We did that in qualifying in some of the practices. We got to watch that turn, as here Max trying to come across for the pass, but we're not going to let him. We'll shut him out there. Again, going a little bit wide, and we are going to hold on to 7th, as DRS finally going to be enabled here on this third lap. As we have, you can see the train behind us in here. I don't know what happens, if it's the tires going out or what, but I cannot hold that turn coming in, go way wide. Fortunately, we do stay in front of everybody, as we're kind of acting as just a lead blocker. As you can see, the number of cars, I don't think I look back, but yeah, just there in that quick snap, there's probably 4 or 5 cars right behind us. So we are just kind of, trying to get in trouble here, cutting corners, as we're just trying to block. And you can see I do have some damage to the front wing. Not exactly sure when that happened, but we're going to box, because that is what is probably causing our issues, as here Verstappen going to go past us. And in kind of our panic of just everything going on, I cut the corner again, and we earn ourselves a 3-second penalty. That is the second time this season we have earned ourselves a penalty for cutting corners. The last time it was a bit different circumstance, as we got taken out in a crash, and I just completely cut a corner. But this one, multiple infractions. They kept reminding us of it. That's my fault. And then here, I actually screw myself because I need to pit, but Carlos Sainz is next to us, but I'm just going to brake hard, dive over, and we are going to get in and hopefully not lose too many spots. This is not really the ideal start to this race, as we had a great opportunity early to pick up some spots, but the yellow flags just kind of threw it all off for us, and then the stupid boneheaded penalty that we picked up. So now we have to keep that in mind, as anywhere we finish, we're going to lose 3 seconds. So we're going to try and stay in front of as many people as we can. So we'll definitely be driving the wheels off of this car to end this one. But you see the time it takes to change out the front wing at 8.7 seconds stop. And that means we are now all alone here. Look, there are no other cars, as you can see in the bottom left on the mini-map. We are back in 16th place. And there you finally just see the leaders, as they're almost coming around a couple more turns before they finish that lap out. So we move to the softs, and at this point, we just need to fly. I'm going to put it on rich revs, and we are just going to try and see how many cars we can catch, and hopefully we can get fortunate here, as we should, and probably we're one of the first teams to pit, so we are going to pass some cars as we come through here. As it looks like we'll pick up 1, we'll pick up 2, so 2 cars in the pit there. It all depends now the timing. At least the cars in front of us, I think all the cars in front of us should be pitting at some point, as we have kind of caught a little chunk of cars here. We'll see if we can make any moves, but let's see who can we pass in the pits. And actually, no, it looks like there isn't anyone in the pits on this lap, so not sure when everybody else is going to be doing their stop, unless some of these teams started on the softs and they're going to move into the super softs. But we are able to pass Magnussen here on this straightaway. Now we have Nico Rosberg in front of us, and that I don't see going well. I'm not really sure how we're going to be able to pass him. It looks like he's actually in front of Jenson Button, as we're on the 11th lap. We're sitting back in 12th, not looking good for the team goal of finishing 10th or higher. So we're going to need a little bit of luck and a little bit of help here, as we come across now on this second to last lap. And it looks like apparently everyone has pitted at some point. So we missed out just the timing of how everything worked out. We didn't get the opportunity to take some of those positions back while some of the other cars were in the pit. So it's going to be the second to last lap as we come around this final corner, as we're still sitting back in 12th. Jenson Button way out in front. And now the final lap, Lewis Hamilton is going to be your winner. And it looks like we are not going to be able to pick up any more spots, as this is going to be an incredibly disappointing finish. We had qualified 8th, but ultimately, you know what? Not every race can go perfectly. We got a little bit of bad luck, and that is going to end here as we go wide on the second to last turn. It is going to end with a disappointing finish, as we will finish P12.
Sorry about that. I guess it can't all go to plan. Bring her in. We'll go over what happened in the debrief.
And while it is a bummer to see the race go how it did, that probably is more like what we should see our races go for this Haas team. We're still not one of those top-tier teams, so more of the middle-of-the-pack finishes is probably where we're going to be more often than not in this season. So fortunately, though, we do finish ahead of 13th by more than 3 seconds, so we hold on to that spot. We're not going to worry about getting passed up by Magnussen with the penalty, but you can see the end. Romain Grosjean, our teammate, ends up second to last. We are going to drop a spot, as I said. It's going to be trouble holding on to that spot where we're at. We're down to 6 now. Ricardo is going to pass us, as we have 37 points. He's sitting on 40. And then the team still sitting in 4th in the constructors' standings. But, again, that as well, wouldn't expect us to hold on to that for too long. And a rivalry update, let's see here. Vettel finished, well, he actually finished 5th. But, again, we were faster in Sector 1, but he has grown his lead. He's now up 7. But that is it for the Russian Grand Prix. Next time, we move on to Spain for round 5. We'll see if we can bounce back in that one, get a little bit better finish than 12th. Definitely a disappointing episode, but we're going to keep on fighting, and I'll see you in the next video.